Welcome to the Post Shift Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. What is happening, Post Shifters? Welcome to another episode of the Post Shift Podcast. This is the last part of part 3 of my 3-part series that I'm rolling into 2021. Focus, patience, success. So let's talk about success today. We've talked about focus 2 weeks ago. We've talked about patience last week. I talk about both of those things a ton, but I've never really talked about success because for me, success is very evolving and continuing, and it's always growing. Like, my goals always change and that sort of thing. So let's kick it off. Number 1, success is relative and deeply personal. This is a big thing. It's like, what do you define success as? You yourself personally is a very, very, very big thing that you need to sort of set. That goes back to goal setting. That goes back to the focus. Keeping up with the Joneses is a big one. Social media is a big one. Having the new car, having this new suit, all that sort of stuff. I haven't worn a suit in so long. I'm very happy in my shirts and hoodies. But it's deeply individual, and it's deeply what you want. And really, again, it comes back to not worrying about what people say. What is your definition, your role, your expectation of success? Number 2, the matrices of success. Again, it comes back to being deeply personal. Is it happiness? Is it money? Is it power? Is it owning your own company, having a brick and mortar store? Is it having more family time? Can be a goal, and it can be a definition of success. Having more work-life balance. This is another goal that can be a success. I think in the last episode I talked about patience, about celebrating the micro wins. I think this is where this metrics really comes into play of what is it that you want? What is it defined as? What do you see success as? Number 3, self-satisfaction, liking yourself, and peace of mind is a huge thing that I think that success really can be built on. This peace of mind, this happiness. I don't do things for the money. I do things to make me happy. I like the game. I like playing in these new elements of business and that sort of stuff. So self-satisfaction, liking yourself. Liking yourself is a big one. Do you wake up in the mirror and look in the mirror and go, fuck, I hate myself? Like, firstly, that's not your voice, it's someone else's. But if you're not doing anything, but this leads up to number 4, aligning your goals with your core value. So if your core value is to be a fantastic family person, be a good friend, be honest, true to yourself, that sort of thing, does the goals that you're setting for yourself and this level of success, this definition of success, play into this aligning your goals with your core values? A lot of people don't think about, like, we talk about company core values, but a lot of people don't think about your personal core values. What do you value deep down inside you, in that pit of your stomach? And are the things that you're doing, your goals, this definition of success, aligning with who you are? Also comes back to self-awareness, being happy, patience, all this sort of stuff. Number 5, success in a matter of constant growth. So this comes from Deepak Chopra. I'm not really a philosophical rah-rah-rah person, you know this. I'm usually very open and I don't see myself as a motivational speaker, I suppose. But Deepak Chopra said, success in a matter of constant growth. So for me, how I read this is that your goals change, especially long-term goals. Like, the person I was 2 years ago is very different to the person I am now. So why would my goals still be the same as they were 2 years ago? Even if I wrote them down, like we've talked about, putting them on the wall, doing your sliding scale, what are your KPIs throughout that? Your goals are going to change because you change as a person. And you can't see this as a hard and fast, like, this is my goal, this is it, because you change. Things change. You might be super driven to be an entrepreneur and that sort of thing when you're single, and then you meet the love of your life and it changes how you feel. So you shouldn't be trying to push a square peg that you had 2 years ago into a round hole. So this comes back to changing your mind is not a bad thing. I'm gonna fucking live on that one. Changing your mind is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It means that you've grown. It means that you see things, you evolve your goals, you evolve your mentalities. And changing your mind is the most liberating thing you can probably do for yourself. And constantly evolving. Personally, business-wise, goal-oriented, everything should be a constant growth and evolution of your original goal. Because like I said, we set goals for 2 years, we set goals for 5 years. I don't set a lot of long-term goals because I know that after the last decade of my life, of everything from Clive's to Jumbo to Olo to Cafe Mexico, Singapore, everything, you just never know what's around the corner. And if you told me this time in 2018 that I was going to be going to Singapore for 5 months last year, I would have gone, you're crazy. But it happened, and so I had to, like, my goals had to change. I was in Singapore for 5 months, so things had to change. I got 2 quotes for you. This goes back to work ethic and self-awareness. Edison said, success is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Go back and look over my goals and my focus and my patience episode. It will really line into this one of the 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. And then finally, Churchill said, and I really like this quote because I've been thinking a lot about fate and controlling your life to a certain degree. Like I just said about Singapore, if I hadn't done Jumbo, then I would never have, like, everything that happened with Jumbo was hard, but wouldn't have done Cafe Mexico or Olo. If FTW didn't happen, I wouldn't have gone to Singapore and probably written my second book. Like, all these little things, like, really, really mount up. And when you really start breaking down, like, the last decade, like I have in the last couple of months, you really start seeing this really, really minute, like, what had happened if I'd stayed? What had happened if that had happened? Like, all these things where you are right now, and you're just like, everything's a fork in the road, and if you'd taken a different fork, what would have happened? So this quote from Churchill really got me. Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And that is just the perfect quote to finish off success. So keep in mind, guys, like, if you're listening to this to the very, very end, success is your personal definition of it. It's hugely individual. It is completely relative to who you are and what you've come from and what you've done. Please, if I can give you one last piece of advice on this video, do not define your success off someone else's. It is the recipe for disaster. Don't look at someone else and say, I want that, or look at someone else's business and say, oh, they're successful, let me do the same thing and see, I'm going to be as successful. Things are very personal from everything. So if I can give you one piece as I get older in this industry and I stop giving a fuck about what people think of me, success, by definition, is yours and yours alone. And on that note, Happy New Year. It's January 1st. I hope you had a good New Year's Eve, even though BC government sort of reamed us for the 8 p.m. lockdown tonight. Well, I'm doing this yesterday, so 8 p.m. lockdown last night. I'm really looking forward to 2021. Thank you everyone for support in 2020. It meant a huge amount to me. I get messages on Instagram and Facebook and stuff with people reaching out to me and saying thank you, and that means the most to me, is seeing that some of the stuff that I do actually resonates with people and helps people. So let's kick 2021's ass. I will see you guys really soon. Happy New Year.
Thanks a lot, Push. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast anywhere you listen or watch. Review, give me a star, share away, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Hope you're enjoying your week, guys. See you soon. Bye.